Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Bull City Pioneers podcast. Tuning in the best hour of your week as we pioneer the ups and downs of the creative process. My name is Hector.
My name is Luis.
Today, we got these two guys right here coming back.
Intro.
It's good.
It's good.
You guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and
Yeah, Bad Money. Yeah. All right, so Liion Gamble, based out of Raleigh, North Carolina, hip-hop artist, songwriter. And lately, as of late, AJ could tell you, he'll introduce himself, but pretty much do everything now too. So I could run down everything, but ain't no point. Main thing, hip-hop artist.
And AJ the Menace, founder of Menace Material Entertainment, podcast on the 3 Oak podcast, rap artist, all that shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
the people should already kind of know.
Yeah.
You guys have been on already.
We out here.
Sorry, I didn't.
We just wanted a quick recap for those, new.
For those who
listeners,
don't remember,
But,
Wrapping it up. Sorry.
Oh.
I always do that, but I forgot this time.
From the wake up,
From the get-go, y'all. Jumping into the podcast, one thing that we wanted to talk about today is about how everybody has a way of learning how to produce music, edit videos, produce videos. But how did you guys learn how to do it? Because, I don't think y'all did like a, tutorial about an online course, and I don't think y'all did that. Y'all did
didn't
it.
buy nothing.
No.
No.
I was like, yo.
Yeah.
It started like at the very jump. It started trial and error. That's how things really start out.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you got to dabble in YouTube University is really where everything is nowadays.
Yeah,
Right.
basically.
Yeah,
man.
That's pretty much like at the point we're at to like we got to a certain level. We got to the level where you can get to just straight off of trial and error. And it's like at this point I need some instruction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to go there for that. But at the start of getting into everything, definitely trial and error. I done had like music software. I done started with like Mixcraft. Like niggas don't even know what that shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that's a fact.
you know what I'm saying? I got like some you know what I'm saying? Like get that, Sonar Cakewalk. I remember when I had that and I had like my first
Cakewalk is the one I remember.
I had my first inbox with Sonar Cakewalk, and then I had like we had like from Adobe Audition to fucking just a bunch of different ones, you know what I'm saying? And then like, then when you finally get like Pro Tools or some shit, you feel like you're there, but then it's like, fuck, I really actually still don't know much because I've been using this dumb shit the whole time.
Yeah.
So it's like, then like, so as you build up, it's just like, you just gotta keep going and like building as you go, and then at some point it's gonna get to the point where you actually need instruction, you know what I'm saying, if you're not getting it anywhere else.
Yeah, and it worked out like pretty like normally for us or naturally. It worked out for the best for us at least because he was already like recording his music and stuff like that. So like he was learning how to do like mixing and stuff like that. And then I was always playing with like video editing. So like so even on my first like MacBook when I was messing with iMovie, like I would make like just like goofy videos, so like the Cool Kid songs. You know what I'm saying? So I always kind of knew how to use video editing software. Now it's like we pretty much split it up. It's like you cover the music side, I will cover the visuals. So that's
you've done a little bit too from what I've seen.
Well, mostly honestly, like even that. Like, so here's the thing that why I really love working with him, and like we're dope friends. Like, first off, we're like damn near best friends.
We got 10 years.
But like
2008.
The dope thing about it is, like neither one of us want to shine like that hard that it's like we're trying to stop anybody's grind. Like it's just a matter of like. It's just a matter of like one thing, just making it.
It just needs to be good.
It just needs to be good.
Whatever goes out, who cares?
And who cares of the credit?
It
just needs to be out. Like we don't really care so much about the credit. Like I don't, gonna get my credit, but I'm not gonna like be mad if it's not there for some reason. But the product is there. I know it's dope. I know we helped.
Yeah.
So it's like when it comes to I may have done some of the video stuff, but honestly, this guy is the video guy. He's really the mastermind behind it because like I'll record the stuff. And then after a certain point, if it's not even where it should be, he'll let me know. He'll be like,
redo this.
He'd be like, nah. He'd be like, yeah, we should do another take. I'd be like, I think that one was straight. He'd be like, no, we got to do it.
No, we
You know
got
what I'm saying? So like, and then we bounce off like that with different shit that we do. It's just like we'll definitely put each other, not necessarily in check, but at least express our opinion on what we think is really the product.
True. Okay.
It makes it 10 times easier because I enjoy doing like the video mixing and stuff, and it's like. you know, when you already kind of know something, it's like, I'm not about to waste time learning how to mix this audio. Like, there's no point. You're already like 4 years ahead of me. Mm-hmm. You stay over there, I'll stay over here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's good to give each other that knowledge, though. But like you said,
we'll throw it back.
Has that expertise.
Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna invest too much time to learn how to do audio stuff. I'm gonna learn just like the basics, at least, you know, just like kind of have it halfway done for him, and then he can finish it off. But like,
Mm-hmm. I mean, and that's where it's at too. Like you said, like YouTube University, like.
I mean, literally, bro. Man.
Literally,
everything is
YouTube.
Got
your
man.
master's degree in YouTube.
And then he just showed me how to use we just figured out how to do this like split screen on the Mac. So like, you can have like 2 desktops on like one desktop. So like, bro, it's literally it's Final Cut over here and it's YouTube over here.
So
every time,
literally just. As you working, like
so you already know it's a package, man. You can't have Liion without AJ.
It's a package deal.
As some form and fashion, it's gonna be that way. Like if not seen, like trust me.
Yeah, even if it's not seen. Even if it's not seen,
we pretty much anything that we put out is gonna be touched by both of us.
That's crazy. How do you separate Menace Material and the podcast and doing music all at the same time? Because I know y'all do 3 separate things.
It all runs
like
together.
how do you do that? Like it.
So it doesn't.
Really separate it.
Yeah, it's not really separate. So it's a little bit easier, which I haven't done the best at. That's something that I'm going to work on in 2019. Everything is running underneath of Menace Material.
Yeah.
So I don't even have to separate it out. It's just that like I had the logo for like 2 to 3 years maybe. But like now everything is like trademarked up because I wasn't pushing anything before because like I had money to get the logo but I didn't have money to trademark it, so I didn't want to put it on anything because it's such a dope logo, somebody will steal it, you know what I mean? So it's like I kind of just sat on the logo. I'm like, I got the artwork, as long as I don't put it out somewhere and like mess around one of these videos, like it doesn't even have to go viral, just somebody could just be like, I'm taking that, you know what I mean? Look it up,
there you go.
They can just look up the image, see it's not trademarked and just take it for themselves, you know what I mean? So like that's why I've always kind of like halted. Now everything is like legaled up now, so you'll see it in the corner, the bottom right corner of anything that comes out now, you know, because it doesn't matter. But I mean, like pretty much everything is running underneath it. So like Menace Material just has its different lanes of things that it does. So Menace Material is just all entertainment. We've got music entertainment, podcast entertainment, event cure entertainment, which is like the show we got on like January 13th. Yeah. So. And then clothing as well, which will be releasing the first line, which is the hoodies, which is what he has on right now. At the show. That'll be the first time it'll be released. And then I think we're gonna sell a lot that night. And then
tell us a little bit about the show. I mean, where's it gonna be at? Tickets,
it's gonna be crazy. So it's the Wicked Witch, January 13th. The show is called Better Late Than Never. It's for his grand reopening EP release. It's because
that plays on. I like
it. Because when was the project released?
Oh man, I don't even want to say
it. Was a minute ago. That's why it's like Better Late Than Never. Because low key we're late as hell right now.
I don't even want to say it out loud.
Dope ass music though.
It came out on the 27th, and that's something that we still do have to. I think people need to recognize and understand about their craft. Is like, the music is old to us, but it's still gonna be new to a lot of people. So we still gotta give it its time to shine and live. So it's like, I'm trying to work on new stuff. We're trying to work on new stuff, but we still got material that hasn't been pushed out all the way yet. You know what I'm saying? Where it should have been. So it's like we still gonna push it because it's still great content. And low key, people who come to the shows and have heard the song before, bro, they act like they had never heard it. They be in the crowd feeling good about the shit too. So I'm like, let's get it popping. Everybody's still vibing with the music, and I'm still getting we're still getting like people telling us great things about what we're doing. So awesome, that's helping us push forward. So Wicked Witch, man, y'all gotta come. January 13th, 7 to 11. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. It's gonna be crazy. We got it's me and Liion. Leon's the closing act, of course. And then we got Young Soul, Jovi Moscone, Innocence, AJ the Menace, Liion Gamble.
They're all Durham based. I mean,
Young Soul is from Tennessee. Well, he's actually from Memphis. But we met him when Kelsey sent us out to Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope, though.
Yeah, so he's gonna come over from Tennessee.
It's gonna be his, man. He's dope too, man. He's dope. Yeah. You got this record right now. That's dope.
I mean, and you guys performed in Tennessee a little bit ago too. So like, you guys want to talk about a little bit about that, how that experience was?
That must have been crazy, right?
Yeah, it was
bro.
dope,
It was
man.
ill, bro.
It was ill. Yeah, it was dope. Tennessee's pretty cool, but the show was amazing, man. Cause like, I mean, it was a pretty big. The sound system was crazy. It was a pretty big.
I know we can't
yeah,
get off of it, man.
Yeah,
The sound system was amazing.
Yeah, the sound system was great, man. It was like we was talking about it after the fact. We were like, damn, like the mics and the way that it sounds so good. It's like I low-key kind of had to change my performance to match how it sounded down here. Like I wasn't prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? We weren't prepared for it to be as good as it was compared to where we were coming off last. Not that the sound system we were on last was just terrible. It was just like this was definitely an improvement.
The main thing is like when you're working with a sound man that actually knows what he's doing, that changes the game. Because it's like, I mean, like I've been to like, I'm not gonna like say the venues, but we've pretty much performed at every venue in Raleigh and not in Durham. I can't claim that, so I don't know what it's like in Durham, but a lot of Raleigh venues. And it's like we do sound check, but that don't do nothing, bro. Like it doesn't do anything, bro. We're just here, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're like, does that sound good? And I'm like, shit, I don't know, bro. It all sounds muddy to me. You know what I mean? Like everything is kind of blending together. Like if this is the best you could do, I'm just gonna take it because what else am I supposed to do?
Like you gotta show them how to do it.
You know what I mean? And it's like I don't know anything about this, so it's like if you say this sounds good, I'm just gonna have to test your opinion. But like when we went out there to the what was it? SIR Studios. The guy was like, okay, like he was asking me questions and like asking us questions that I've never heard before. That's how I knew it was about to be lit. Because bro was like, he's like looking at us like this, and then he was like, what kind of movement should I expect? I'm like, what? I said,
that was very helpful. Like,
I said, okay, bro. I said, we're using this entire stage, bro. Like, we're gonna, as long as the chords go, I'm using all that space. He said, okay, so I'm gonna have you guys coming out evenly across the entire stage. I said, okay. And then he was like, so let's go ahead. Let's just run each record just to make sure we're not peeking on anything. And then he was like, "Are we doing hip hop?" He was like, "Are you just rapping bars? Is there a little bit of singing in there?" I was like,
"It was very professional."
Yeah, I was like, "It's a little bit half and half." He was like, "Okay, I'll throw a little reverb on your microphones for during that." I said, okay, "Let's go, bro. Let's go."
My man's
bro knew exactly. Yeah, like he was asking questions that I've never had any sound man ask before, and like literally like. When you're performing, you can barely hear yourself. Like that's what's so frustrating. So it's like I'm doing like a sing-songing type of joint.
Yeah.
But it's like on the real, bro. I'm not hearing what the hell is going on. I have no idea. Right. You have no idea.
You want to have it come through the monitors enough to where
you want to know what the hell you sound like, so you know you could change your pitch and stuff like that. You don't know, bro. So you're just kind of like
freeballing it.
And then at some point you don't want to keep switching like your position on the song. So you're just gonna stick with one thing and hope it sounds good. You're gonna wait and just to ask like. I'm gonna wait until like I ask like my boys like, bro, what did I really sound like? But I don't know. You know what I mean?
After
that's why we gotta get the in-ear pieces, man. Like I'm low key just like make that move.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead though.
Oh no. Oh sorry. But after watching the video footage, did you like how you sounded and stuff, or is
it was so crispy.
Oh yeah, it was crispy. It was so crispy. It was great. I mean, the show in general was just great. Like I'm saying. It's been a while since we've been somewhere where we've never performed in front of that crowd at all. Where everybody's new. Everybody's brand new.
Yeah.
So that was really dope because the reception there was dope. Like at first they like, you know, you walk on stage, you can already see people in the face like, who are these? Who are these?
Yeah.
I'm saying like, who are these? They don't know us.
Literally nobody knows us, except the person that told us to come
there.
Yeah,
so exactly. So we go out there and we start running a set, and like a few moments in, it seems like nobody's rocking with us, and then all of a sudden we get to the part where we expect people to bop, and then next thing you know, it's like
they're fully invested,
and they're fully invested, and then it's like, okay, I think we're gonna walk away with some new fans and people who pay attention to what we're doing, and an opportunity to come back, and that's pretty much what happened.
It was good. I feel like we got followers. Like everybody, like we caught like 30 followers. Like from the like 20 to 30 followers just off the people that were in that room. Like they were with that shit. You know what I mean? So it was everything about that whole experience was good.
It's good. So like now we're pretty much trying to foster that relationship. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we can go back and forth. That's why when we were doing the show, we thought about it. We were like, we should probably get a Tennessee artist to come through and show love.
So we can keep roots over there.
Yeah. So
shout out to Kelsey too, y'all.
Shout out to Kelsey.
Kelsey has like thrown the most craziest connections in the last she just 3 to 4 months.
Just put me on to a producer too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we met Kelsey through you.
Yep.
So it's so crazy, y'all. It's so crazy.
It's called networking, man.
Yeah, the networking is crazy, bro. Because we met you through Instagram. You told us about Kelsey. Then we went to the show. That's the first time we met her at the Wicked Witch. And then she booked him for Tennessee. We went out there. We literally met like damn near every artist, and like every artist that was on the bill in Tennessee. We didn't just like meet them on some like, cause I mean rappers know, and just artists know, bro. When you go to a show, it's like, oh yeah, what's up? We're gonna do work today. And then, no, bro, like it was it was on some like, hey, look, bro. Look, bro, we're gonna do something, though. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? No, for real, bro. I'm gonna see, bro. I got your number. Just send me your number at the DM. They're serious. You know what I mean? Like that's how we talked to almost every artist that was on the bill as well. Like,
so they walked the talk, basically.
Yeah, it was all like, okay, bro, we're not just talking. We're not blowing smoke right now. Like we fucking with each other. You know what I mean? So
it's gotta be that way, man.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's gotta be, but it's not though. Yeah, it should be that way. It should be that way, but it's definitely not that way all the time. So it's nice when you do like walk into one of those situations
where you feel like your energy is being reciprocated.
Yeah.
How many artists were there that night in Tennessee?
6 or 7? 6 or 7, something like that.
Yeah, we were the only ones who were able to make it from NC at the time. I think some other people had some issues getting there.
That's right, yeah. Because there was like 4 artists or 3 artists booked from North Carolina, but we were the only ones that came.
That long drive must have been worth it, though.
Oh my
Yeah, it was.
I was just gonna say, I really like how you guys did like include a Tennessee artist, because like that's a good point that you guys tried to foster those new followers too. You guys wanna. There's one thing that like gaining new followers, but it's another thing trying to keep them
exactly
interested. You know, so I think it's a good thing that you guys are building that relationship with them too. So
yeah, most definitely, and that's just like one artist. It's still like
it's
still like at least 2 other ones that we need to reach out to, like, and definitely do something with. Yeah.
So there's it's gonna be dope, man, and hopefully we just want to do that in other areas too. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Same relationship in another market, you know what I'm saying, and then bounce back and forth and bring love here, go there, and show love there.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to Tennessee.
I'm ready. I've been talking.
I saw a group of like Ethiopian girls that came in at the end. I was like, Jesus Christ, where did you come from? Apparently, like, bro, they were so fine, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, Tennessee. You know, they came late, bro. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but you know when you be like somewhere and there be a group of chicks come in, they be so fine, you just like outburst. You be like, oh, God. Damn. I did that. I was like, where the fuck these queens come from?
You like on stage performing?
Oh man, I could. It was so many of them, bro. I was like, Jesus, I got to go back out here. This is beautiful.
It was very nice.
Right, you're gonna have some Ethiopian kids, bro.
Bro, I'm gonna get caught up out there. They got a big population out there, apparently.
Bro, really? That's surprising.
Yeah.
Huh.
Tennessee was dope though.
100%.
I'm trying to hit Memphis next time though. Yeah. I heard Memphis is popping.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead.
No, this is a normal question. What part of Tennessee did y'all go to?
Nashville.
Nashville. Oh,
the country capital.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which
that's a fact.
That's literally where like all the biggest what is it? All the biggest country labels are in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I've heard about
on this street called like Music Row, I think. Is that what it's called? It's something called Music Row, I think. Literally, I mean, people who listen to country, they know exactly what this place is. But it's pretty much the, like, you know what I'm saying? The Mecca, like, you know what I mean? For country music. We didn't get to go down there.
Everywhere you go, there's country music playing, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we go to
it's just a music city,
we were in
too.
a restaurant and there's country music. There's a country band playing, like.
Are y'all country music fans or nah?
I don't know enough about it.
I
don't know enough.
I appreciate the they're some of the best storytellers. Country music is crazy. Yeah. Country artists definitely. It's the what I realized what it is with like the different genres of music is, you know, like you can always find like one thing you appreciate out of it. Like country music, the storytelling is pretty. It's low key. It's supreme. Like hip hop and country have the best storytelling, I would say. It's just, I don't like the instruments. You know what I mean? So, like, it's the actual musical side that'll be annoying to me. Because it's like, I don't want to hear this instrument. I don't want to hear the banjo. You know what I mean? But if I'm just listening to the story, I'm like, holy shit. The story is fire, though. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's the melodies that I don't so much appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. Just the musical aspect. But if you, like, look at the songwriting lyrics, you're like, okay, they're kind of killing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it.
For me, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan. Like, I don't have like a favorite artist or whatever. But it's like when I'm driving on a long drive, I'm like, yo, I might as well put it on and you know,
just to see
on the countryside.
Yeah.
Give yourself like 15 minutes of it just to see what it's hitting for. Yeah.
Put some like Hispanic country music on.
Yeah, because there is Hispanic country music. Like there's like Mexican cowboys and stuff.
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I can't do that, man. Heck no, sorry. I'm Hispanic, but heck no, man. Heck no.
There's only so much I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna dabble.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So switching topics back to the EP, my next question would be the EP has come far by now. Social media was booming.
Yeah.
how do you feel about the performances of the EP overall since you've released it? Like, do you think you would change something about the EP, like production wise, or you just think it's like it's awesome, you wouldn't change it?
I think there's a couple things that I would change. I think it's done really well. When we dropped it and the promo we did behind it, like it was really dope. I think we should have had some more stuff prepared, but that's neither here nor there. It did really well, especially for not dropping anything in 4 years. But it came a long way, man. If there's anything I would change, it would definitely just be like some of the promo rollout, and then also when we were putting the show together and like the performance and stuff. He actually had this really dope idea on Mood to like get the crowd going, and the performance that we have live is now better than the performance I think on the actual record.
Wow.
So when I hear the record and like it gets to that point in the record, I'm like, I always get hype in my head and like play that part as if we were like I do that part in the car as if we were at the show, and I'm like, damn, this is what it should have sounded like on the record. You know what I'm saying? Like I should have turned the energy up right here at this point with my vocal performance, and that's the only thing I would say I really want to change about it, or I would have changed about it. Other than that, man, I don't think I would change anything else as far as the music goes. I think we made a really solid decision at the very end of it as far as when it was going through the recording process, like my hard drive crashed. I had to re-record the whole project like that week before it came out.
Tragic, bro.
It was tragic. I lost like 5 years worth of music.
That must have been.
I cried. Like I literally cried. I had my homie like who was in the studio. Brandon J was in the studio with me. You were there when I was recording. I re-recorded Getting Mine. You were there when I started recording that record. You did. That was the next morning. That was the next morning. Yeah, I had recorded the other records that night, and I just still had to do that and one more. But like my hard drive crashed, and like I was just quiet, and I was chopping it up with my boy the whole time, and he was just like, "Yo, why are you so quiet? What's going on?" I was like, "Bro, just chill.
Just chill. Stay over there."
He was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Bro, I can't talk right now. I'm trying to figure something out." You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
So all that shit went out the window. But damn, I went on a tangent. I forgot where I was going. What were we talking about?
Your hard drive crashing.
No, before that we were.
Would you change
anything about the project? Would I change anything about the project?
The performance of the actual?
Oh no, So I think we did a really good job on the week before removing one record. I asked him about it. I asked Mitty about it. There's this record called Speed It Up that we removed, and I think that really tied the project together better. I think if we put it out with that on there, it wouldn't have been as good as the project. So the change that should have been made, one of them was already made that week before it was released, and the only other change would be the performance that we figured out after the end on Mood. So I think overall the project was really good. I listened to it and I'm like, this shit flows.
Yeah.
This is a good one. I feel like I'm never gonna remove it from any platform really. I'm gonna leave it there for somebody to find when it comes to like my new stuff. Like I'm still gonna leave it there so people can find it and be like, okay, he's been doing this for a minute and this just has been dope for a minute. Because I feel like hands down, I think it's just good music.
Yeah. I honestly feel like sometimes you get your best ideas too when you're not even trying, because like you said, you're like in the car like practicing or whatever. Like when you're in the moment, you're not really thinking, you're just going in. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like the creation of it and everything was it's one of those things where you ever do something and then like after you do it, you're like, damn, I did that.
Yeah.
You know, like it just becomes like a moment of inspiration, and like, you know what I'm saying, like it started with one record. It started with Solitude. Like I was trying to get back in and create a new project, and then Solitude. I just played Solitude for him one day, and like that's when I kind of knew I had something, because I was in there by myself, recorded this record, wrote this joint, didn't have Yana on there yet, and then I let him hear it the next day, and when he was like, he reacted in a certain way that I was like, oh, I think we got one. You know, because he was like, and then he was like bopping, and then he was like, oh, and he looked at me, he was like, yeah,
it's the one.
and then like his nephew was in the stew when we played that joint, and then like I heard his nephew humming that thing later.
Oh, I
was like,
oh, it's catchy.
Got one. And I was like, yeah.
Guys, if you have not gone and listened to the EP, go listen to the EP. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah.
And then from there, it just kind of, it just took its root. You know, I had a couple other records that, like you said, I just was kind of freestyling, coming up with stuff too. And like, I just knew I had one solid thing with Solitude, and I wanted to build around it. And then I wanted to kind of like, and then the theme came about, you know, we talked about what I want to get out of this project, because we were trying to come up with a name, and he was just like, yo, honestly, he just started asking me questions. He's like, what do you want people to get about this? I mean, what does this mean to you? Like stuff like that. And then we came up with Grand Reopening, and then
that's the visual,
and then we put it all
Yeah,
together.
that visual, the cover art was
This guy's smashing out with visuals.
Yeah,
This guy's smashing out with visuals. That was his idea.
Yo, I still can't get over how you lost 5 years.
Bro,
5 years, yo, I would have,
bro.
dude, I would have gone wild, man.
Yeah,
because you know what's
mad, man.
And you know what's crazy is I feel like we kind of like forgot about that blow we took until last night when I was putting my set together. And I was like looking for a song, and I was like, I'm trying to perform this, and then I was like, he was like, oh yeah, bro, I got that on my computer. Then he was like. I was like, that was pre-hard drive, wasn't it? He was like, yeah. I'm like, okay, bro, it's going. Like, yeah, man. Like, I'm going through old records, and I'm like, I just need the stems for this, and it's gone, bro. Like,
5 years gone in 5 seconds, right?
Easily, bro.
Bro, so terrible.
I would have been punching walls.
Bro.
Turning over furniture, man. I would have been.
It hurt, bro.
5 years, man. That's like.
I was distraught. Yeah, it was tough, man.
It's
all good though. Low key, I think it might have been a blessing in disguise. It's like you just have to. I mean,
it's almost like you wiped over. It's like it forced you to wipe away the old,
and
bring in the
start
new.
with a new slate and just kind of run through.
Because if you think about it like that, like I'm thinking about what Lil Wayne says was the last time he wrote down. Because he raps off the top of the head.
Yeah.
He said like the last time he wrote down, he recorded. He took all his notepads into the studio and just rapped all the lyrics on the beats. And as he was going, he was like ripping pages out.
Damn.
And that was the last time he wrote. He cleaned everything out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess everything happens for a reason, yo. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, man. So I think it happened for the better, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you and act like I wouldn't pay to get that shit back right now. But you know,
exactly. Yeah, like, the funds were just like all over the place. Yeah.
To what extent would you go to get that hard drive back?
I'll drop the $1,500 to see if I could now. But I don't have the $1,500.
15 to 2 bands. Yeah, I think it's
just
worth
like
that.
just to like send it off and be like, can this stuff be retrieved?
It's definitely worth that. Yeah,
I still have the hard drive sitting around just to kind of do that one day. But
I don't pray that one day just like magically.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
like if a magical bag just pops up somewhere.
Yeah, like unfortunately
we just get like 50 racks out of nowhere. I'm definitely down to go half on that 200.
Shit looks good right now, and like we're building, but I don't have 1,500 laying around to just be like, I want to see if we can get this back.
Something that I learned last year is that I always knew it, but it's kind of like you have to go back and be reminded certain stuff. Is like the podcast is dope, right? Like we get solid amount of viewers on that every week, and like people look forward to our content and things like that. But that took me like a good year to build. Like it 100% took me like
the 2 weeks before the year mark, right?
It was literally 2 weeks before the year mark. Like we were getting a solid like 5 to 18 listeners a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For almost 10 for 10 months. Like no, for 11 months and 2 weeks.
Yeah,
like
that's real, man.
right right before the 1 year mark, it jumped to 150, and then it stayed at 150, and then it jumped up again. It just kept going up. But I mean, now that it's like that, I just realized last year that like nothing moves faster than music. That music is like crack out here. Like that podcast, like. It took a year to boom, bro. I could drop a verse and triple those numbers and quadruple those numbers like immediately. You know what I mean? Off of one verse.
True.
You know what I mean? Like I drop a verse and then I tell you go watch this after. They're like, I'm with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The music booms it doubles and triples everything.
And that's so fucking true, yo. Music is basically like crack. Yeah.
It is, bro. It moves like crack, bro. Yeah, that music is like crack. Especially when you got solid material. Like everything goes up. He drops his project, my podcast numbers go up. You know what I mean? I drop a video, my numbers go up. Like all the numbers go up evenly across every platform. Yeah. But if I drop a podcast, it's just a podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if I drop music and a podcast, everything is inflated. So it's like this year I'm gonna really stop playing. I'm gonna just start dropping more music this year.
Oh yeah, we
because now that I see what it does to the numbers, you know what I'm
saying?
It's like I needed a reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, you said it already too.
Yeah,
you said it.
We locked in, man. We working, and we just like you said, low key met link with somebody who can like help a lot. That was a struggle with music. Is like being able to create from scratch is something amazing, man. We don't produce. You know, I don't make beats. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. I've done it, but it's like I realize that certain things are separate skills, and I don't want to spend too much time doing it, and I can. but it's gonna take me a lot. Like for me to make a beat right now, it's an all day process. I'm saying for me to make something that I'll enjoy. I'm saying, and that's cool. I guess I could do that, but I'd rather just focus on building my writing skill up and everything like that, and work with other artists and producers, and see if I can create the vibe that we once had. You know what I'm saying, with our boy Mitty. He's in Cali now, so it's like not easy for us to literally just go to him and create. I used to be able to him or me. I used to be able to make just be riding around, make a hook myself, like no beat, nothing, just come up with a hook idea and send that over to him, and he can like chop something around it, and then we can start to use that from scratch. And like start
voice memos,
you know
like
send voice memos just of shit, and just kind of like creating on the fly and getting in the stew and like building from there.
Yeah.
Or walking in there and he's already halfway on the beat, and I'm like, yep, I got something like this already. And you know what I'm saying, like, it's just cool. So low-key, we kind of just got blessed with an opportunity with somebody else, and we'll see how that vibes. You know, and maybe we can get back into creating some real dope original content from the get-go without having to search for millions of beats to find one that we really can rock with.
It's hard, man, but it's worth it.
It's worth it,
especially when it's like your own two hands, you know.
Yeah, it
feels better, man. Like when people go crazy for it, like you be like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
It feels shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
No, I want to kind of touch upon like authenticity and what you guys thought about, because like you mentioned it earlier at the Tennessee show, how like you guys were doing your best to like just to approach these artists and just be like, hey, like we gonna work, like no joke, like we gotta make something happen. So like, I just wanted to see what you guys thought of like the music industry right now, and like how you guys determine like whether somebody's being real or not. Like what do you guys think of like that stuff?
Whether how you determine somebody's real or not?
Just from your experiences and like your opinions and stuff.
We're talking like what's on the radio and like major, or just like a combination of both. The people that we run into,
the higher up people, and just like
the people that we run into.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's kind of a tough question, honestly. Maybe content can be part of it, like what they're actually saying within their records.
Yeah.
You can sometimes get a vibe and a feel off that. But then again, art is art, man, and somebody's art is not going to be the same as yours, so you can't really so much, you know what I'm saying, critique somebody for the type of content that they put out. I guess it really all depends on meeting. Like if it's going to be like vibes as far as authenticity goes, I kind of get those vibes off of like meeting somebody. It's gonna be hard for me to say anything about that for like the people higher up, and I don't know. It seems like a lot of these guys are faking, but I don't really know. You know, I don't know these guys. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, man. That's a really tough question. Authenticity. Fuck that word up.
Authenticity.
Yeah, authenticity is. I don't know, man. I feel like there are authentic artists here that I've met. You know, what I'm saying, like certain people that I vibe with, that I'm like, you know, they're real. I don't know if I have a good answer for the question, to be honest with you, man. I don't know if I can pinpoint it that easily myself.
All eyes come in color.
I think I can pinpoint it, at least for myself. So
I have to meet you. Personally.
Yeah,
I have to meet
that's one thing too. I like you just gotta be authentic first.
Yeah,
that's one thing. That's where I think where you could start at least.
Yeah.
So for me, on the major scale, when it comes to like the major artists, I feel like you could tell like being authentic and being original is still, those are the people that are like truly winning. So like there's a lot of people in the industry winning, making the same type of music, you know what I mean? Like there's 100 different artists, like I don't know, there's 100 different artists that all sound the same, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to sound like Travis Scott, but Travis Scott is the first one to make that sound. That's why Travis Scott still is selling like 6 months later like 50,000 copies a week, you know what I'm saying? Or 30,000 copies a week with this crazy ass tour, nominated for a Grammy, you know what I mean? Like the originators of whatever sound or wave that people are on, those are the only people still winning. You can come up underneath that flagship and get a nice little bag, but those people don't last normally. You know what I mean? Like they just ride that wave, like because you have the same style of autotune that Quavo does. Like I'm gonna listen to Quavo, bro, because he's better. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather listen to Migos.
It's like the future designer effect.
Exactly. It's the same effect. So it's like, and it's like, though. Side note, designer's trying to rebrand himself. His last project was kind of fire. You know what I'm saying? Like he's off that future shit. He was kind of snapping on that last project, but it's that same effect to the where Future called a crazy bag off of that Panda song, but it sounded just like Designer. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. The other way around. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But it literally just sounded just like it, and now it's like it's gonna be a while before we care about a hit that he has. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while, and then it's like, but then then it comes down to your like delivery and your lyrical content. So like I'm still like a fan of like gangster rap, even though like I listen to all type of rap though. Like I listen to like mad happy rap, I listen to gospel rap, I listen to like all type of rap music just because I love rap. But I still love that gangster shit, and I love the gangster music because you can tell who's like really gangsters because they give you details during certain songs. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like
I know what you're thinking already. You're thinking last verse on Blue Laces too.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. Where it's like this shit is so detailed, bro. There's no way he's lying about this. You know what I mean? Because I've never heard anybody else describe it this way. Like Nipsey does that. T Grizzly does that. Like they say certain lines that you like. Hold the fuck up. Oh, you did that, bro. T Grizzly is. I'll never forget, bro. When I started rocking with T Grizzly, he had a song talking about. Bro, I will chase you down the street. I was like, that's some gangster shit, bro. Like,
you can't lie about that.
For real? Yo! Okay, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro, like, I know gangster, like, because you know when you really beefing with somebody, like, if you really want them, you will chase them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so only a real gangster would say that. So it's like, they say certain lines that has you like, okay, bro. Moneybagg Yo's another example. Like, he says shit and you're like, okay, bro, I believe that, bro. Like,
you can't be lying.
I know what cookie cutter gangster shit sounds like, and I know what like everything else sounds like. So like gangster shit is probably like the main thing that people are faking out here. Yeah. Because that's the hardest thing to do and be real about it. Because you can go to jail behind it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So people like to fake about Tekashi 6ix9ine. You know what I mean? Like that's the stuff that people normally fake about. But like. Normally the other lanes of rap, like, you know, like backpack rap was like birthed out of being 100% honest with yourself and things like that. So it's like all the other lanes of rap, 9 times out of 10, they're not lying about it.
That's easier
it's easier to tell the truth because they're not, you know, I'm not saying I did a drive-by or I will do a drive-by. You know what I mean? I'll be like, y'all might go play GBZ or something like that. Or DBG. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, that's light stuff. Anybody can say that. So... Yeah, it's all about what you were saying. Like certain details of what you're saying, we know whether that's real or fake.
That's true. I mean, that's much better take than anything that I was going to say about it. But I'm not like I do like gangster rap as well myself. But it is, and that I guess that is something that I didn't even think about because it's not lyrical content. I'm saying it's something I didn't think about because when I think about the gangster rap that I do listen to, it is only those people like Nipsey.
Mm-hmm. You know the people who are like for real in the forefront
that I can really kind of tell. So I guess in some way, shape, or form, I'm able to figure that out with that kind of music. But like with all the backpack stuff and like I wouldn't say necessarily that I'm a backpack person, but I'm kind of like on that. I'm kind of like on that motivation wave, that grind wave, that hustle, like, and anything that relates to a hustle or a grind. That's how I can find my authenticity in music. Is like I can tell when somebody's really grinding based on the moves that they've made, and what they're talking about in the music at that point. So, like, there are certain records, like, even Nipsey would have, like, that's not necessarily super gangster, but I can always rock with them, like, hustle and motivate. I'm saying, like, when I listen to that shit, I'm like, okay.
Grinding on my life.
Grinding on my life. Shit like that makes me, like, move. And then, like, stuff like that, like, Anderson .Paak has a, you know, that record he has called Yes Lord. That project he had called Yes Lord. Of course, everybody loves Malibu, because he had crazy records on Malibu. Yeah. But, Yes Lord, like, I had to listen to that, like, I think like the 4th month after I listened to it is when I actually liked it. Like I listened to it one time and was like, man, come on, man.
That's what happens.
This ain't nothing like Malibu, bro. And then like I went back and listened to some of the other stuff, and like I find those motivational records to really be the stuff that get me right. Cause like sometimes that's all the shit I need to like get going, and that shit gets me hype, and then it puts me in the mood. And some of them don't even have to be hype. He had a song called Get Bigger that I really fuck with, and it's literally just talks about getting bigger, bro. It's just like he talked about. In the record, he just talked about having like going to work at a grocery store and like being like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Quit his job, like this ain't it. Like I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like just little shit that niggas actually go through. Like I quit my job on shit like that. Like you know what I'm saying?
You just quit?
Yeah. Like you know what I'm saying? Like so.
It be like that sometimes. You gotta get out of there, bro.
It be like that. So anytime I hear that kind of stuff in a record where niggas is just going through like the struggle of trying to create a lane for themselves without fitting in the construct. You know what I'm saying? I can identify with that. And that's where I guess I can find my authenticity within the artist and stuff. Is like, I know what you're going through, my nigga, because I'm trying not to be a part of that construct and that system that's been created, because this shit is not the wave. You know what I'm saying? So,
True.
Yeah.
100%. I agree.
Heck yeah. On the podcast, you know, what do you think are some milestones that y'all just hit? Because y'all are gonna make 2 years soon, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what are some milestones that y'all?
When I dropped the first episode, actually, so I can.
It was in February, bro. 2 years
Was it
ago.
February?
Yeah,
Okay.
February 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But there was like a gap between when it
That's true. Yeah, it was like a gap. So.
And then there's a couple test episodes that probably never get aired.
Dang.
Oh yeah.
Test episodes. Let's shut everything down before we get even started. Some of them the conversations on them test episodes are terrible, bro.
Yo.
It's like some savage talk. There's some savage conversations in there, bro. But yeah, man, the podcast has made a couple different milestones. So like, I guess one of our biggest things. So I mean, the milestones that we made, it was like just me and Shane, and then we added Javada, and then we needed to get a new computer because I started having a computer that I couldn't even edit the podcast on. So then it's like I got a new computer, so now I can edit the podcast. Then I got a new phone to get a better quality, but now I got my old phone, so now we do double camera angles now.
Right.
Okay.
So like every time we drop an episode, I can do the zoom in on the guest, and I can pop back out to the standard widescreen that I was doing before. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like the double camera angle thing is like it's fire. I'm going for the triple camera angle thing coming up soon, where it's 3 angles. It's on each side of the table, and it's the whole table. That's really gonna take it because it's something. It's when people see that, like like there's a spike in numbers. When people know they're just looking at one camera view the whole time, it's like
you get a little bored.
Yeah.
You get bored. You're boarder. Boarder, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, you're more bored visually. But even in that, if I can show you in that 1 minute clip that something's changing, you know what I mean, or I have a pop up. So we bring up something, I'll pop it up on the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's gonna make people want to look at the YouTube video more, which is where we need people to be at. We need people to go to that YouTube and subscribe. Matter of fact, Menace Material Entertainment. Hit that subscribe and turn the notifications on.
There you go.
The plug button.
Yeah.
You need to get a plug button, bro.
Yeah, but pretty much it's like now it's like we got upgraded the lighting system. We upgraded the table system. Like my boy Khaled built a table for us.
Yeah, I saw that.
So now I can do 3 people on each side. So if we hold some sort of
longer,
it's just a longer table and it's a little bit wider. Like if you did like that, you can't reach the other side of the table either. So it's like it's a nice width too. So, but now we got a new mixer. So now I can have 6 microphones hooked in. Oof. So I could do a straight up 3-on-3 debate and just have the table split right in half. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then if I do the triple camera angle, I can get all 3 sides. You know what I mean?
And
so
you got the upgraded lights. I
got the upgraded lights. So we got like we go with like this we have like lights similar to these, but we go with all warm lights.
Yellow.
So it gives us like it gives us this nice like golden thing.
Okay.
And like that room like looks good on black skin too. So everything looks golden when we're like it's pretty dope, man. But that's pretty much like the main upgrades, and then so now it's just about
the quality is the audio too.
The audio quality and content quality. I have somebody who puts topics together for me now. So shout out to Sean. So every week in my folder by Wednesday or Thursday, because we shoot on Sunday. So like Wednesdays or Thursdays, he's sending me over a sheet of paper that's like, these are the topics you should cover this week. This is what was talked about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we slide in things, we take things out just to off time purposes. You know what I mean? And like now I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I need to put my iPad up. And so motherfuckers know what time we're working with. So people know when it's like chop.
Literally thought of this like 10 minutes before you showed up.
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
That's fire. It looks like you've been doing this, and it's smart.
Yeah, because it's like I'm always trying to figure that out, and I don't use my iPad enough either. So like that's what my iPad's about to be used for, like the timer. You know what I mean? But it's like that's the thing that's always changing, and I can't keep up with that. That's the thing that it's like no matter how many episodes I do, I feel like the topics can be better, or how we go in about the topics could be better. Like I feel like we have a good system right now, but I'm like competing with like I watch The Breakfast Club fucking every day. Yeah. I'm like competing with the Savage. Like these are like 10, 20-year professionals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the way they tag team off of each other, you know what I mean? The way they set each other up to like slam dunk each question and layup is like impeccable. Crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like Envy.
The chemistry is ridiculous. Man.
Yeah, it's out of control. You know what I'm saying? Envy throws like everybody thinks his questions are dumb, which sometimes they are, but he's doing that for a reason. You know what I mean? It's bringing that guest guard down. It's like, and sometimes he'll ask the same question twice, and you'd be like, why the hell is he doing that? And then it's perfect because then Charlamagne gets to be like, why don't you just fucking ask him? You know what I mean? We want to know what's up with Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? And it's like, now it's like, I'm really just slaying my friend, but I've still got that question off. And then if it gets too awkward, Angela Yee's there to like kind of soften it back and be like, well, you know, there's some things that, you know, that we look at in the industry. You know what I mean? Like, they tag team it. Angela Yee throws Envy up. You know, they all throw each other up to make these crazy ass, like, slam dunks. And I feel like I want to practice with my crew and doing more of that because this year we're going to do a lot more interviews, especially with, like, the new system that we have set up. And I think it's going to be, like, it's going to be insane. Like, I'm trying to make it one of those places where it is like the Breakfast Club, where, like, when somebody comes to Raleigh, they're like, yo, I'm trying to slide on the breakfast to like the 3O podcast real quick. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at it where it's like you want to be there. And like my boy was telling me, he was like, I see you like getting that. Like, you're getting that. And I feel like the interview, as long as like my interviewing keeps getting better. Like, and the main thing I'm thinking about the interview, bro, like, the interviews are becoming easier because, like, when I keep watching, like, good interviews, long story short, bruh, is you don't interrupt the guest.
Yeah, you let them
You literally answer a question, bruh, and you just let them go, bruh. You only bring up shit, and you only go to the next topic when they completely stop talking.
There you go.
And that's it, bruh. You just let them go, bruh. Like,
I've noticed that even watching and listening to the podcast and over time, like, his growth doing that and everything, and it creates repeat guests and people who want to come back.
That want to come,
vibe, because it's like you give them their time to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and you respect what they want to say, and you still ask the questions you want to ask, but you do it on a way that, you know, they get their moments to kind of like, you don't try to trap anybody with questions.
Yeah, you take your time. You take your time.
Yeah. So
you're gonna get there to where you want to get at some point.
Shit, man, y'all making me feel bad, bro. I fucked up a bunch of times then.
No. It's okay, bro.
I gotta work on it. You know, it's all good.
It's all a process. Yeah, it's all a process, bro.
Yeah. People like talking about themselves, man. I don't know if y'all noticed, but like y'all ask questions, and that's even just now we've been able to like reel and go on 5-minute spills after one question you ask. So that happens that way.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's what an interview is. It's like you're asking them to answer questions about themselves, and everybody loves talking about themselves.
Everybody loves them
because we don't get to do it enough.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like how often do you get to sit there and tell your story, your side of your point of view, and your side of things, and just like express your opinion and how you feel, and try to connect with other people. Like, unless you're doing that daily on social media yourself, I mean, which
it's just too much
I personally
work, bro.
can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
so hard for me, bro.
Yeah.
Like the social media thing, like there's like as we've been sitting here, like I'm looking. There's like 3 things I was supposed to respond to by now. I just don't. Like I'm doing this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing this right now, and then I'm gonna get in the car, drive back home. I'm already 2 hours out of pocket at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then by hour 3, I forgot about it. You know what I mean? Like,
that's me.
It's so hard.
On deck, man.
It's so hard, man. It's like when you're trying to do too much. It's like I really got to get a social media person now.
Yeah, because of all the other things that you got to pay attention to.
Because all the other stuff that we're trying to work on creatively and business side too.
I feel that, man.
Hey, but that's growth though, man.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, they are good problems to have.
Man.
We're kind of a little close, but I also wanted to touch upon like you brought it up earlier, but we didn't really get to talk about it much. The new video that you put out.
Oh yeah.
It's called Noir, right?
Noir. Yeah.
Fire. Bars on bars on bars.
That's just the freestyle, or
it's just a verse. So that shit old, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
But the visuals are new.
Yeah,
the visuals are new. The visuals are brand new. Yeah.
But yes, but I mean,
but that verse like 4 years.
Man.
That verse like 4 years old, bro.
It was
clean. There's
I liked it.
Yeah, wait till you hear the other stuff. That's also like from back then.
Yeah, I got a lot of like.
I
got a lot of stuff that was like. We talking 3 to 4 years old, bro.
Yeah.
That has never been released. I perform these records all the time.
Yeah.
I perform them. If you've seen me perform live, you've heard these records.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have not seen me perform live, obviously, because everybody doesn't come to your show. Yeah. So like, if you've ever been to an Age of the Menace show, that video I dropped, you've heard that verse before.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
You've heard it, but a lot of people haven't because I don't perform often. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And it's not anywhere like
you can't download it anymore. I got one project you can go to. That's about it. You know what I mean? So it's like,
but
I need to put more stuff out.
But that's another thing that with the music is like, that's another thing you just don't want to waste some of those things. Cause some of those things are still golden, and like just like how you were like, damn, really you wrote that so long ago? Like, it's still relevant. The bars are definitely good. Like that shit is low key timeless. Like you have to do shit like that. So there's some other stuff that I could just say right now, just off of me personally listen to, that I don't even know the bars too. But whenever I hear it, I'm like, I remember this one being fire. And I'm like,
I'm gonna use it.
I'm like, no, I'm talking about it even with him. And I'm like. He got some shit. Now. Just don't slip. That's all I gotta say.
I feel it.
I'll be behind that camera. You know what it is though? My ego has me pop out and rap. That's what it is. Yeah. I be chilling. I be behind the camera, and then when I feel like just fucking shit up, I'm like, let me put a verse out just to remind y'all. Don't you ever forget. I was still out here. I will body anybody on this track. You know what I mean? That's like, it be my ego that made me rap and shit. Like, I need to do it more in my personal time. It be my ego that made me pop out and drop a crazy ass verse. But like, that project, pretty much what it came from, that's supposed to be the third track. So 4 years ago, maybe, I started working on a project with my boy, my producer, Agent Mitty. And we were calling it the Studio Talk Visual EP because the idea was to make 5 to 6 songs. It was going to be the EP, but I was only going to put it out in music video form. So part 1, part 2, part 3, and I was going to tell a story of my life from the previous year or the previous 2 years that had transpired pretty much. Like in those 2 years, like I had like a case, you know what I mean? I had got the police were involved, you know what I mean? Heartbreak, you know, all this had happened and then the bounce back. So it was all this had happened in 2 years, and that's pretty much what the whole project was supposed to be about. So part 1 was released on Facebook and YouTube, and it was called Trumpet Intro. That video went crazy on Facebook. Like I did like 2,000 plays in like 2 hours. Wow. And like everybody loves that video. It's a single. They love it because it's a single shot. It's a continuous shot video. It's where I'm at my house, and it's like my nephew starts walking in the house. He sits on the bed. The camera rotates around. It's me. Then I rap all into the garage. You know what I mean? Like, people love the video.
Yeah, it was very dope.
You gotta send me that.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. And then it goes into part 2 called Own Shit. And that's another record I performed 1 million times and just never released. Actually, that's on SoundCloud. But that's where it's like I jump in the car, I spit a verse, and at the same time I'm making a drug deal in the video. But it's not like openly like, here's like a bag, here's like a, you know what I mean? It's slick. You just see me put a bag in the trunk of somebody's car and then leave. So it's like, that's where I'm starting to like weave in the story. Then part 3 is noir, because at the end of Own Shit, it's a text message feed on the screen that shows, I'm about to head downtown to shoot noir. And then Mitty's like, I can't make it, just let me know how it goes. So technically I shot the 3rd installment to this visual EP that just got released on Friday called Noir. Yeah,
that's what that is.
Technically. So this is like a project that has been slowly being released over 4 years. It's like I give you 1 part a year. That's pretty much. Like, it's going to take 6 years for this project to come out because I'm giving you 1 part a year. Because I can't remember what part 3 is. I think Ride might have been on this or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The video will come out, though. You know what I'm saying? It'll come out. And I'll just add it on to the playlist like I don't YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're going to make videos for all of them?
Yeah, for the 6 songs. I'll make a video for all of them. Yeah. Because I got all the 6 songs, they're done. The video's just not done. That's all. Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
Yeah. So I literally have every song done. The story's already been told. And it's been recorded. It's just, you can't see the visual yet. That's all.
I got you.
And that kind of reminds me of, it was an interview that I was watching. I was young. I was like freaking 12. 2012, by the way. It was just saying, man. Just saying. It was.
I was young. 2012, by the way.
Yeah, give y'all a time frame real quick.
Just so you know what we're working with. What youngest could be.
Yeah, that was funny. But it was an interview with Enrique Iglesias. He got into the American music industry for a little bit, but he had said that he wrote a verse. Yeah, he wrote a verse in 1995, but he didn't use it until 2010. It's crazy.
Damn. Yeah,
man. Like that happens.
Still that relevant.
And he was still a banger. That's the thing.
Bro, it's so many it's so many stories about. It's so many stories about. Like that, pretty much exactly, where like they've had these records like 5+ years, 4 years, or it may even have been released. Like he had the verse and he just probably never used it. But like they put the song out and the song didn't blow up
and then re-release.
Yeah, and it's just like the best example that I have of that I know personally is the Sure Thing song by Miguel.
crazy.
Because you know that was his first hit, Sure Thing. And I vividly remember the EP that it came out on.
It was this that years before.
Yeah, that came out in 2009, bro. Like, and it was on a 5-track EP, and he had a song called Supernatural, and Short Thing was on there as well. And it was 2009, and it was this little ass, like, it was like called the Mischief EP or something. Basic ass cover art, but it was fire though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, like 5 years later, it just blew the fuck up. Yeah. And Miguel has not looked back since. Yeah. Like, but that was a song that had been released, bro. Like,
it just took a minute.
It took a minute, bro. And then now Miguel is like one of the kings of R&B that we see now. You know what I mean? Like,
you'll find me on Instagram at Liion Gamble, LIIONGAMBLE. You know what I'm saying? You could hit me on email at info@iamgamble.com. You can find the music on any streaming source. That's something that I do pay attention to. So you can find it on Tidal. You can find it on Apple Music. You can find it on Google Play. You can find it on Deezer. I tried to use it the other day. You can find it on everything, you know what I'm saying? Spotify, of course. And so definitely look out for that. Grand Reopening is the name of the latest EP, so please check that out.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's mainly where you can find me right now, man. You know, I'm single, so I'm going to give you my number.
We also asked the guest for their social security number as well.
AJ?
I can be found at the Menace #4 Real. So the Menace for real, just use the number 4 for the 4 part. That's literally my handle on everything. So that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's everything. I'm mainly on Instagram as well. I'm pretty consistent on Twitter now too. Like, I'm checking that and tweeting at least once a day on the real now. So like, you can definitely follow me on there because I'm like putting stuff on there. I'm doing way more reposts probably, but because I don't have that much stuff. But yeah, Instagram. It's 10 times easier. You know, hit this button. I don't have to think of anything clever or, you know, whatever. But like Instagram #1, Twitter #2. And then, like, YouTube, if you just search AJ the Menace, you can literally find all my music. Yeah. Or if you Google AJ the Menace, you'll see everything.
Same thing with Liion Gamble.
Yeah, we got, like, the first 2 pages on lock. So, there's no way you're going to miss it.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Well, like you guys already know, with our podcast, with the guests that we have on, we like to let them leave our audience with the question or something.
So the question.
Oh, damn, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I do forgot about that.
Yeah, it took me a while.
Question or thought, it don't matter.
What was mine about last time? I was something about
yours was something
about
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
That's
what it was.
Just Nicki Minaj.
I don't remember what you had said.
It's
been a minute.
I don't remember what that was. Damn, stumped me last time too.
Oh, I got a good question.
Independent or together?
I got a good question. My question is, what have you done for yourself recently? Like, what have you done to make whatever you're doing better recently? You have to ask yourself that. Yeah. If you haven't done shit, you need to do something.
You need to change.
Yeah. Like, you're slipping somewhere, bro. And I'm 9 times out of 10, an area that's free to upgrade at is going to get you the most traction. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you may just be forgetting to, like, post, like, twice a day or something like that. That's free as hell, bro.
Yeah.
And then that is going to double and triple whatever you're trying to work on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what have you done for yourself to, like, advance your dream or your goal?
Yeah.
No 2019 new
bullshit
or whatever.
Man. Just hard work.
Bro,
it's a good thing to
pretty much double what you did in 2018. That's what I'm doing 19. I'm not. There is no new me. It's the same nigga, bro.
Start early.
I'm keeping the same energy, bro. If I wasn't rocking with you in 18, I'm not rocking with you in 19.
Damn!
Out the door.
Well, yeah, guys, you can find us, the Bull City Pioneer.
Whoa, wait a minute.
My bad. Yo, forgot about Liion.
Come on,
I'm right here in this chair. I mean, I could just leave on a thought, if not a question. And it's just more like kind of piggyback off what he said, so kind of keep that same energy. Just more about, I'm saying, like, find your why. I'm saying, like,
there you
go. That shit I think is so important. Like, I was talking with my boy Mitty last night, actually. We ain't chopped it up in a long time about everything, and he was talking about a funk that he's in, funk that we've all been in. I think it's important to realize the nature of artistry and the nature of being an artist, where you can sometimes, like I said earlier, get caught up so much in trying to figure out, it's like 3 things. It's like, I'm so focused on this one thing that it's taking away time from the other things, or I'm so focused on everything that I'm getting nothing done. You know what I'm saying? And then also just being lost in the sauce and trying to figure out what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the end game? What's the structure? Like, it's so everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the same thing as going to the job, going to school to go work here. That's so straightforward. Like,
yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I would say, as a thought, for anybody who's in this creative space, anybody who's trying to do anything big, figure out your why. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know exactly where you're headed, why are you doing what you're doing?
There you go.
You know what I mean? And that should be able to kind of create some drive or some kind of significant motion toward something better.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Write it down.
That's deep, yo. It's mad deep. Shoot.
I'm a deep nigga.
Yeah. But guys, you can find us at Bull City Pioneers on all platforms: Spotify, Instagram, Outcast, Anchor, just everywhere, man. We're
Those platforms nobody knows about.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But yeah, man.
It is there though.
iTunes.
For that one guy listening now.
Oh yeah. iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Oh, fun fact. Well, not a fun fact, but just so you guys know, on Spotify, there's a space between each word on Bull City Pioneers space. So don't forget that. Yeah.
Space all around though.
I mean, you know, yeah.
I'm trying to be as efficient as possible.
I need to make sure you can find this.
Please. Because I mean, Spotify is a big platform. I mean, everybody's on there.
Yeah.
But thank you, Pioneer Nation, for joining us once again on an episode. We're grateful for everyone that's listening. Thank you, AJ.
Hey, not a problem.
Yo, honor.
Yes, sir.
Leon, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for inviting us again, man.
Thank you for coming out of Durham, Bull City. Please leave comments. We love reading you guys' feedback. And once again, I'm Luis.
Hector.
We'll see you next time. Peace out.
You're out.
Peace.